since I started playing my very first horror game, Resident Evil Village, I have honestly been addicted to playing survival horror games like Little Nightmares, Bandit and the Ink Machine, the remake of Resident Evil 4 on the PS5, which honestly is my favorite Resident Evil. That game's so much fun. Anyway, there is a new horror game. Well, it's not new, it's like a remake of a really old horror game that was for like the PS3. I'm talking about Silent Hill 2, which was remade for the PS5. And I recently bought this game. I've only had it for like 3 days. But honestly, that game just is not my style at all.
You suck!
If you're a fan of horror survival games where you prefer more combat style with the occasional puzzles mixed into the gameplay, a lot like what Resident Evil does, that's basically me. I prefer Resident Evil way over Silent Hill from this gameplay. But what I want to talk about today are both the pros and the cons I have to the Silent Hill 2 on the PS5. So, let's just get into it right now. Before I start talking about this game, like the actual gameplay, what I experienced with it, I have to say, when I went to my local game store to pick this up, I didn't expect to be leaving with it. Like, I was just browsing around looking for games to play on my Switch, or my Switch Lite, or just anything in general to play. And you know when you go to the game store and you see a game on the shelf and it feels like it's calling to you, calling your name to play it? That's how this game felt to me. And when it was 75 bucks, I really thought it was gonna be really worth it. Sadly, I was really wrong. I'm sure this video is gonna piss a lot of people off about Silent Hill and Silent 2 Remake, but honestly, this game wasn't for me. The series is just not for me. So, without further ado, let's talk about it. So, let's start off with the pros. For those of you who don't know what the premise of the game is about, it's about this man named James. He believes his wife has been dead for a while now, and yet somehow he's gotten a letter which he assumes is from her, and it's telling him to come to Silent Hill because Silent Hill is like always a special place to them. And I will give the game credit where credit is due. Like, the graphics to this are amazing. Like, it starts out with James in the bathroom, and when he comes out, oh, and he's parked on this hoverpoint when he looks over the land of Silent Hill. It is just gorgeous, man. Like, it completely gives me vibes of what it's like to walk the trails of Oregon. It's really pretty. I definitely have to admire the game for the graphics that were used in this. But basically that's all I enjoyed of it. Just the graphics were really well done. There are some other pros. I mean, I don't really mind that the game isn't super colorful. Like Silent Hill, I feel like it's supposed to kind of be a depressing series. Like, it's more focused on like psychological events. And in this game, as James walks down trails and stuff through the woods, it is cool to be able to look around. And at first, the game doesn't have like serious, intense music to it at this point, or probably not at any point in the game, but it feels like a feeling of immersion into the game as you're playing as James walking through these dark, foggy trails through these pine tree forest areas. I thought that was kind of cool. It really like submerged me into the game. Felt like I was walking through those paths. So in terms of making me feel like I was a character in the game, I feel like it did a good job on that. I gotta say that the creators gotta pat themselves on the back because they did do a good job of making the player feel like they were part of the game. So, thumbs up on that. There are certain points of the game with the cutscenes that I did find enjoyable. Like the very first cutscene is when James goes to the cemetery. He meets this girl that's just looking around the headstones. I just think it's fun to be able to listen in on these conversations that James has with these characters. There are other parts of the games where he interacts with other characters in Silent Hill. And it's fun because they're all freaking out, like, they're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? I don't understand this. I don't get this place at all. What is going on with my mind? And James is trying to calm them down because he's like, it's okay. It's okay. It's this place. It's just this place. It changes people. I feel like they really were serious with the script that they gave the actors when they were recording this in the sound booth. I like that they put passion into the cutscenes in this. I thought it was really cool. I did enjoy exploring the city of Silent Hill. I thought it was awesome. There are cutscenes that I really do like. How James first gets his weapon. Like, he's exploring, like, these abandoned apartment buildings. And this one creature, I think it's called the Wanderer? I can't remember what it's called. All I know is that if James starts attacking them and he backs up, they'll shoot vomit at him, acidic vomit. But James' first weapon is it's a wooden plank with a nail in it, which I thought was awesome.
He's got a board with a nail in it!
But it's fun to be able to run through these towns and to be able to explore these abandoned shops and to be able to occasionally fight the more creatures that spit the vomit. Like I said, I think they're wanderers. I think it's kind of cool. At this point, I like the feeling that you're the only one left in the world. And it just brings enough, like I said before, how the game does a great job of being immersed into the game. It does a great job of making you feel like you're the only one left alive in this town and you gotta fight to survive. It did a really good job in that. So, exploring the town was really fun. If I'm to be honest, I only played the game for 2 hours so far, which is not near enough time, I think, to judge this game fully. I think it's like a 16-hour game, but the game is just so slow, and with the cons I'm gonna mention, I don't think I can be blamed for giving up on this game and making this video, because what I have to say, maybe you may agree with what I say, and maybe you might not. I don't know. The first thing that really bugged me about this game was it is super puzzle heavy. Yeah, you can figure out what you're supposed to do through the game by going through the area where it's set in, where the main puzzle is set in, and different like tables and counters and bulletin boards, they'll have these notes saying what the main objective of the puzzle is to do. But it's not like Resident Evil, how it's more like fighting to survive. Yeah, you got those puzzles mixed into it, that once you unlock them, more enemies come, and then you gotta fight your way out to survive, and then you have to go on, and occasionally there'll be puzzles, but the main objective of Resident Evil is, even though it has puzzles in this, the main goal is to survive the zombie apocalypse, which completely seemed to be the opposite of Silent Hill 2. I mean, with this, there are the occasional enemies, but it was just more, do this to solve this puzzle. Alright, kill this one enemy, good job. Now go to this next area, solve 10 more puzzles, kill one enemy. It just seemed to drag on. It was felt like more like a game about working the brain than actual trying to survive, which I wasn't a fan of. Also, I thought the enemies in this were so dumb. Like, I get the Wanderers, I think they're cool. Like, how they can shoot the aesthetic vomit. But there's some scenes where the creators were trying to get a jump out of you. Like, there's this one part where James goes into this mannequin room, and right when he grabs the flashlight, there's like supposed to be this jump scare where this enemy attacks James, but it looks so stupid. Like, what is he supposed to be fighting? It's like, oh no, run! It's a chair with arms and legs! It is so stupid. That was one of the biggest complaints. The enemy designs in this are just ridiculous. Also, the game seemed to have a lot of bugs to it. There's parts where James would go in this one area where he would be cornered by these enemies, and once you shot and killed them, like in Resident Evil, if that would happen, you still would be able to get out of the room. But with this one, I had to seriously have to restart the game and have to go back to that area, find a different, be more observant of the room that I was in before I killed the enemies so I can move around, so I didn't get stuck again. There were other parts where just he would be on top of this dumpster and the game would seriously seem to glitch out because I couldn't move the camera around. It was a headache. It was very buggy, which was really stupid. Get off. Get off! There were other parts where the controller just didn't seem to react with the game. There's parts where like James would go to doors and once you hit the button to unlock, he would unlock some. Others, like, you knew that they had to be unlocked, you did everything to unlock them, and when you went to unlock them, he wouldn't unlock them. I don't know why. The game was just so buggy and glitchy. It really just became a pain. Unlock the door, James! I'm begging you! Let's play the game! Also, the areas got boring real fast. When you're the only character in the game fighting the occasional enemy, I got bored really fast when the focus is not combat, rather puzzle solving. Like the apartments, it's a big part of what James does, and it's really annoying because everything looks the same. So for me, I had to look like every second on my map to see where I was going, what floor I was on, what my main objective was, which was somewhat helpful, some not, because James, he makes notes on his map of what things are, but with everything being blocked off with where the goal is where you're supposed to be, it just gets really frustrating really fast. When I say the game is buggy and glitchy, we have this one cutscene where James finally runs into Pyramid Head, but it feels like the graphics weren't catching up with the gameplay on the PS5 because it felt really like pixelated at points as the characters were moving. Like, James would be backing into a closet while Pyramid Head would be walking towards him, and both these characters had parts of their bodies that just seemed pixelated as they were moving. Like, the graphics weren't ready to be caught up with the actual cutscene, if that makes any sense. Plus, I thought the cutscene was really stupid. I mean, James closes the doors of the closet and Pyramid Head's just looking at him. And James just, like, he has a gun at this point. And he shoots Pyramid Head in the head like 3 times. And Pyramid Head doesn't do anything cool, doesn't like reach his arm through the closet door and like grab James by the neck and pull him out. He just like shakes his head basically and goes into the other world. And the other world was cool. I love the graphics in this. I said before, the graphics are really cool. Especially into the other world that James goes into. But the game is just bad, honestly. Alright, so I gave the game 2 hours. I think what I've talked about in this video basically will summarize the entire game. I mean, at one point I was stuck, like, really bad, getting super frustrated with the game of not knowing what to do. So I went on to YouTube and I looked up the full gameplay of this, and seeing that I was only at 2 hours and I had like 10 hours left, I skipped ahead through it, and for the most part it does look like there are some intense battles, but with what I've talked about, with how puzzle heavy this game is, how empty it is with the occasional enemy, that looks like what it's going to be through the whole game. So I might go back to playing this game someday. I don't know though. Anyway, please leave a comment if you thought this game was terrible. If it's boring, let me know. Or maybe I just needed to play some more. I don't know. So yeah, that's it. I really hate to poo-poo on this game, especially since it's a game that I spent 75 bucks on, and I felt like it was calling to me to play. I really thought I would like Silent Hill since I love Resident Evil, but I'm on Team Resident Evil instead of Team Silent Hill.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for.
Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. If you liked the video, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, that's what I got for you. We'll see you next time.